Dear brothers and sisters, through the spirit of St. Augustine, the parable of the Gospel on this 32nd Sunday of Ordinary Time reminds us the fact of being ready rather than getting ready. Jesus here is addressing himself to his disciples. He is explaining the kingdom of heaven by comparing it to the 10 virgins. The virgins are bridesmaids in this wedding who are supposed to welcome the bridegroom. It is good that all of them are virgins, and here virginity means conversion in this context. As my professor in the seminary used to tell us, that give people equal opportunities and one will shoot up. That is why we have 5 wise virgins and the 5 are foolish. The question that we can ask ourselves is this: in which sense are they wise really? In order to respond to this question, I invoke what is in the text. They had extra oil for their lamps. That is how the other 5 becomes foolish, simply because they are not ready. In fact, we can say instead of being ready, they were getting ready, and it was late. The bridegroom had arrived. Probably they were saying, "We shall cross the river when we get there." But how come the wise did not give some oil to the foolish virgins? Our response to this question is that all of them had the equal opportunity to prepare for the bridegroom's coming. But the 5 foolish wasted their chances by not having the oil reserved. Do you have some oil reserved? For example, a car has a reserve tank. It has a reserved tire for replacement. Let us be like the wise virgins by having some objectives in our lives. This reminds us of a story about a missionary who arrived in Africa. He saw a forest but perceived timber and wood. But to an ordinary villager, he saw the forest as trees to be cleared and burned to get charcoal. It applies to some of my classmates after high school. They were burning books, for example, but some were keeping them in the archive. They are indeed wise, those who kept the books in the archives. Indeed, the world is full of intelligent human beings, but few are wise. That is why we find a professor very much respected but lives immoral life. Sometimes our lamps are blown off by catastrophes, problems of this world. There is oil in it, but it's not burning. May the grace of God, through encouragement of others, ignite our integrity lamp, generosity lamp, charity lamp, attitude lamp, etc. What can we learn from these readings of today? We can learn 2 things that are very important for us. Number 1, being ready rather than getting ready. Let us prepare each day by loving and doing good, so as to prepare ourselves, as St. Augustine puts it, cleaning the eye of our heart. There is always a pilot online to resolve any problem arising in the air. Number 2, the second coming and final judgment. We are reminded that Jesus will come back to judge us. Therefore, let us be prepared to meet him. No one knows the hour or the day. Let us watch, as the first letter of St. Paul to Thessalonians chapter 5 verses 2 to 6 says, "Therefore let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober. Let us not be asleep spiritually." Finally, being ready with patience to welcome Christ's second coming. May the grace of God ignite patience in us, because as Alfred Musset says, man without patience is like a lamp without oil. Have a blessed Sunday.